Picture this. You're standing on the deck, champagne in hand, the ocean stretching endlessly ahead. No buffets, no kids running through the halls, no traditional cruise clichés, just pure elevated relaxation and adventure. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the cruise line that's changing everything you thought you knew about cruising. I'm joined today by Paige from Virgin Voyages, and we're diving into what makes the experience truly adults only, elevated, and unforgettable. So let's set sail. So Paige, thank you so much for joining us. For those who might not be familiar, can you tell us a little bit more about your role at Virgin Voyages and what drew you to the company?
Yeah, for sure. Ahoy, everyone. Yes, I'm Paige. Thank you so much for having me on here. This is super exciting. So Virgin Voyages is amazing. It really does speak to the vibe of just coming as you are, being open-minded. I am a sales manager, so I cover 11 states. I work closely with travel agents. We like to call them our first mates with Virgin Voyages. We have our own lingo and everything. And then I work closely with agents like Cheryl, so I'm super excited to be here. But helping travel agents grow their business, expand their business, learn how to market us, trainings, and the latest promos, all that good stuff to make sure they feel confident to sell this awesome brand of Virgin Voyages. And as Cheryl mentioned, we definitely are reimagined. We like to say we shook up the industry a little bit because we are adults only, 18 years and older. You're totally welcome to bring out your inner child, but there are no children running around, which I think we can definitely appreciate when we are ready for a holiday to get away with all of that. But to your question, the reason I love Virgin Voyages is just how this brand does really set itself apart. I actually sailed as a consumer first before I was lucky enough to work with Virgin Voyages, and it really did just really seal the deal on how awesome of a brand it is. When you get on the ship, you know exactly what we're talking about. We have amazing crew. We don't have a cruise director. We have what's called the happenings cast. So we meet all different roles on the ship while you're on. So they make the whole entire experience special. But I love that we have an open-minded vibe to us, really coming as you are. You can pick your own adventure. No formal dining and no dress codes. You really are there just to have an adults only relaxation if that's what you're looking to do, or maybe if you're someone who likes to be where the people are. We have the pool and the manor, which is our nightclub, and karaoke, and we have the casino as well. So I love it because you can find a nook and a cranny and read a book, or you can go and be where the people are, depending on what that means to you. So it definitely has a different experience to it than maybe some other vacationing people have done in the past.
Mm-hmm. I can attest to that, as I was lucky enough as well to have a chance to travel on Virgin, and I absolutely love it. So you've kind of touched on this. What are some of the biggest ways you've broken away from traditional cruising?
Yeah, so we really pride ourselves on getting away from that nickel and diming concept because we include so much with that voyage fare, right? So you're not getting this big fat bill at the end of your voyage and thinking, what the heck is this? There's no sneaky fees. So one of the big things is our Wi-Fi, always included. Let's be real, our phones are kind of attached to our bodies at this point. They are one of us. So Wi-Fi is always included, whether you're a base, essential, or a premium level, or if you're in a suite, if you're lucky enough to be in a suite. All of our food is included. So we do not do buffets. We do what's called the galley. It's all fresh to made order food, and the food is my favorite thing to talk about. I could go on and on about our food. And then we have 6 specialty restaurants. So those 6 specialty restaurants, you do not have to have a separate dining package for, all included with your voyage fare, which we love because the specialty dining does, think about any type of vacation you're going on. You want to know where you're eating, what's the best thing to eat, what are we having tonight. So we make that process really seamless. All of our entertainment's included. We have our not so classic Broadway shows. We have theme nights like Scarlet Night where everyone dresses up in red, PJ party nights. What else do we have included? All our sodas, all of our non fresh pressed juices, so like your apple, your orange, your cranberry, drip coffee, and hot tea are included as well. If you're someone who leans into the wellness side of things, which Cheryl, I think you do kind of lean into that with our past conversations, we have an amazing wellness program. So we have the Redemption Spa, but all of our workout classes are included. So that's going to be sunrise yoga at the top of our ship on the perch. That's going to be your HIIT classes, spin classes, meditation classes. The list really goes on and on and on there. And those are our major things that we do include. So there's not this sneaky nickel and diming when you pay for your voyage fare. All of those things and more are going to be included with your Virgin Voyages experience.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, I think my absolute favorite thing is the red hammocks. They are iconic, and when I get on, the last time I got on a ship, I think I spent every chance I could on that hammock. I don't know if it was life-changing necessarily, but it was pretty close.
Close to it, yeah. So that's actually, to your point too, 86% of our ship is sea-terrace cabins. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for that famous red hammock, they are very comfortable. I say that it's like you have to fight almost with your cabin mate to take turns, because you really do. You just kind of like mold right into the hammock, which is great if you're someone who likes to really enjoy your cabin too and hang out in the room. It really does set up a different experience with that too, which we love. And speaking of our cabins, I mean, I love our like everything in it, everything being operated with the tablet for the lighting. You can pick your movies, and we have good movies on board. Mm-hmm. And the rooms are just real cozy and nice. So.
They definitely are. Absolutely.
Love it.
It's like you thought of everything with this cruise ship. Definitely.
It's the Virgin Voyages way, I like to say. We like to shake it up, So.
Yes. And I believe you can buy the hammocks, right? I thought I saw some.
They're handmade. You can take them home now. So we have a gift shop on board where you can get all your Virgin Voyages merch, but you can also take home your own hammock, which unfortunately I'm on a higher level and I'm not lucky enough to have my own balcony. Uh-huh. But if I did, I definitely would have one out there for sure. But yeah, you can take those home and indulge in your Virgin Voyages experience once you get back.
Yes, indeed. And that's my plan for next time. So we'll see what happens. So when people think adults only cruise, they might imagine just no kids, but Virgin Voyages has built a whole vibe around it. How would you describe that atmosphere? Like, and I'm going to just say, I love kids, but there's just definitely, I did not miss not seeing them on board. Absolutely did not.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I kind of said in the beginning too, it's like you can come on and you truly just feel like you can relish in being the fact that you're an adult, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's very pick your own adventure. You don't have anywhere to be unless you want to be there, right? So I feel like it's that feeling to you get on board, and we're 18 years and older, but I always say, like, you're making friends with the 23-year-old, you're making friends with the 83-year-old, because it all really just boils down to the vibe of our ship, because we just have so many open-minded people on board who set the experience apart. Most people are going to be super friendly and want to get to know you and everything. So it is just nice to not have to worry about the little ones running around.
Yes.
And like you said, nothing wrong with kids, but sometimes everyone needs a little break from that. You know, there's no kiddie pools around you.
That's right.
There's no sticky ice cream handprints on any of the furniture. So we do have an ice cream shop, though. I guess speaking to being an adult, I guess I can tell you all the name. And it's, most people get a chuckle out of it, but we have an ice cream shop called lick me till I scream. We're Virgin Voyages. We're cheeky and we're fun. And that's a beautiful way of opening that conversation of who the perfect sailor is for Virgin Voyages. But yeah, I mean, the karaoke rooms and the game rooms, and it really just speaks to so many different personalities of how you imagine vacationing. So.
For sure, for sure. And just so many friendly, the staff members, the crew is so friendly. We just had such a blast. Everything was just perfect. You know, we tried to get into all of those spaces. We tried to do as much as we could. And we did leave a few things out. And that's kind of nice because that means we got something to look forward to, because I didn't hit all the restaurants yet. So.
Exactly. Did you have a favorite restaurant that you?
Yes. My favorite was Extra Virgin. That was my favorite.
That's where everyone can go for their handmade pasta. We make it daily, so that's where you go for your carb overload, for sure.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I don't even remember what I ordered. I just remember it tasting so good and just being really full.
Oh, yes. No one's going hungry on that ship.
No, absolutely not. Just the best food. And I've been on other cruises, and I just have to say that is the best. The food is the best, for sure.
It really is. And even if you're someone with dietary restrictions, we do such a solid job of making sure people are eating something and it's not just a piece of lettuce with a tomato on top of it. We obviously live in a world now where there's a ton of allergies out there, and people are just a little more conscious about making sure that they're treating their body well depending on what the allergy or circumstance might be. So our crew is amazing there too, always making sure that if there's allergies or anything you can't have on your plate, and they'll always make sure to accommodate you to make sure you are eating something really delicious on board. So yeah, which I love. I love that we take care of that, and we're not just being like, oh well, here's your piece of lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
And that is an experience. I know people who have their restrictions that have had those experiences, and I work in an industry where I work with awesome people like you every day, and just how much they do hype up the fact that, oh, my client went on board and they have this allergy, but they said the food was phenomenal. They got to eat so many things. We have gluten-free ice cream too. So, I mean, we do a really good job at.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to the pizza place. That place, and it's right next to Lick Me Till I Scream. It's amazing. Oh, that was the best pizza. It was so good. Just.
Yes. And it's open until 2 a.m. So for those night owls, like myself, if you get a little hungry after having some fun, you can order your pizza at the pizza place, and they can box that bad boy up, and you can even take it back to your cabin and just eat it in the privacy of your cabin. Or of course you can eat there. There's some really nice outdoor seating too that you can go hang out at if you want to eat it at the pizza place. So
yeah. And I also have to say, one of the things that I did the last time was the Splash of Romance package, I think is what it's called. That was so much fun because it had, not only did they have the shake for champagne, which is that was so fun. You shake your phone, and wherever you are, they bring the champagne, a bottle of champagne to you. And it also included the spa, the 3-hour redemption spa.
Yep, you got to do the salt room, the mud room, all that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bang for your buck, and it goes fast because we only sell so many of those, so it is a great thing to add. We do Splash for your bash as well, so if you're there, with the group or celebrating a birthday or whatever it is, that's great too. But we're really big for solo sailors as well. Solos, groups, couples, whatever it is, we really do a good job. We'll do like solo meetups too. So if you have any solo sailors who want to meet up with other people, of course they're not obligated to do that, but if they feel like making a new friend or something, we do meetups for that too, which is awesome.
And everybody was so friendly on board, like passengers and crew. It's so easy to meet people and just have a really good time. The music, everything. There was just so much to do.
Yeah, The crew definitely speaks for itself on board too. That's another thing people rave about. They come back and they're like, they're just normal people and they're just so kind and they
Mm-hmm.
really do their best to make sure that your experience really is top notch when you're on board with us. So that does
For
not
sure.
go unnoticed at all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I also wanted to mention, well, I'm going to kind of shift gears just a little bit and ask about this because a lot of my clients are curious about the destinations. So maybe a two-part question. What are some of the unique itineraries or port experiences that they offer, that Virgin offers?
Yeah, so we have four ships. We
Mm-hmm.
have Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, Resilient Lady, and Brilliant Lady, who's our newest ship. She just started sailing actually last month,
Mm-hmm.
September. So we have new ports, New York City, Los Angeles coming 2026, April, and then Seattle to Alaska in May of 2026. So I gotta hype up Alaska. I know this is a bucket list destination for
Mm-hmm.
so many people,
Yes.
and we are just so thrilled. You know, we are already that brand who, like I said, that we shake up the industry. We do things the Virgin Voyages way. So we are really curating the fact that we are an adults only experience, and we are taking that to the bucket list item like Alaska. So we are super excited for that. There's 16 itineraries we're going to have rolling out that we're really excited about. We're going to have 250 plus shore things, which is our excursions that you can do. So you can do some crab tasting, some dog sledding. There's going to be a helicopter ride, so you can go over everything and see the scenery and all that good stuff. But if you want to, I'm very excited about that. That's like my thing that I'm really excited about. I will say though, something that is really popular at Virgin Voyages is the Bimini Beach Club in the Bahamas.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we have some amazing sailings to the Caribbean out of Miami, Florida, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. And a lot of those Caribbean sailings are going to stop at the Bimini Beach Club, and this is a private island exclusively for Virgin Voyages. When we are there, no other ships are there with us. I don't think there's room on that tiny island as it is. It is the smallest one in the Bahamas, but it is so fun. You
Mm-hmm.
get off that ship, you have two pools at the beach club, the beautiful Caribbean Sea. And something that's really special about it is the fact that your bar tab is will work over there at the beach club. So your bar tab is with a wristband. That's how we operate on board with us. So you don't have to worry about the tips and the tabs and all that stuff, bringing your ID and your wallet and all that nonsense, because it's
Mm-hmm.
already connected to that bar tab. Get your pina colada, go sit in the sun, all included. Food is also included. So excuse me, the drinks aren't included, but your bar tab can be used for that. But the food is included just like it is on the ship. So
Mm-hmm.
you know you're going to be sitting out in the sun all day, so you need your snacks for sure. So Bimini is definitely special there, and like I said, you're not sharing it with others, which I think is kind of really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But love that. And as I mentioned, New York City, we just finished up some East Coast sailings. So you got to see the fall colors, changing colors, going to Maine, going to New Brunswick, going to Massachusetts. So this time of year is just really beautiful to see all of that. So we go out of Europe, Barcelona, Athens, Portsmouth, UK. So if you're someone looking to check off Europe as a bucket list item, we're over there too. So we're super excited about everything we've got going on, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the second part of the question I wanted to ask was what is your favorite destination or your favorite itinerary maybe?
Yeah, that's a good question. One that I'm like eyeing, or one that I've been on,
Um,
or a little bit of both?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay, so I will say that my first one was I was spoiled. It was out of Barcelona. So it was the Met to Rome. So like I got to go to Italy and France and Spain, and I don't know if I'm biased because it was my first one, but it was just super special.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that it did a late night in Rome, which was great. So you got there at 8 a.m. and you have until 8 p.m. to just enjoy Rome and go do all the things you want to do. I got a whole tour of the city, got to eat authentic pasta. And then Ibiza, there was an overnight stay. So we do offer late nights and overnight stays. You don't have to, we're not that standard 8 to 5 at every single port. Ibiza, I mean, if you know anything about Ibiza, you kind of need an overnight stay.
Yeah.
I didn't go off that ship until midnight. So I really liked that you had the opportunity to have an overnight stay.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing a really cool one out of San Juan, Puerto Rico in February. So we'll get to go to Aruba and Curacao. It's 7 nights. We have a lot of great 7-nighters.
Mm-hmm.
And then the St. Isles as well. So there's just a bunch of different stops there in the Caribbean. And then I will say the Panama Canal looks really cool because they're repositioning from Miami, and then she makes her way over to LA. Brilliant lady. It's her first time going through there, and then she'll get there. It'll be her first time going to LA.
That's the one I want to be on. I want to be on that repositioning.
Yes. We have some really great ones for the solar eclipse as well.
Ooh.
A really cool one in Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we have some cool ones. We love a holiday. We love a theme. We do foodie edition ones. We do holiday editions, comedy fest. So if you're
A podcast. Your
What was that?
podcast one too.
Yes, we have a podcast. Actually, that's a whole new one. The Dominican Days. Yes, we had podcasters on, and it's funny because I mentioned that one, and people went crazy for it. It was a true crime podcast, sailing, and people are already too obsessed with spooky season and Halloween. So there was there's costume contest on board as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear people take it very seriously. So
Excellent. Amazing. I want to ask, Virgin often uses the term sailors instead of passengers. So what's behind that choice, and how does it reflect the brand philosophy?
yeah, it's funny because I'll be having conversations with my family or my friends, and I'm like, well, my first mates, I got to do this with my first mates or the sailors, and they're like, what? Or like my friends in the industry, they're like, you are Virgin Voyaged. You drank that Kool-Aid, girlfriend. And I was like, it's what I know now. Yeah, so we call travel agents, like I mentioned, first mates, and then we call our passengers sailors. Like I said, that's just the Virgin Voyages vibe. We are quirky and fun and cheeky. We like to get a little smile and laugh out of people and just do things differently. Sometimes when we're speaking to consumers, though, it's like, all right, I got to make sure I clarify what we're talking about. But no, I think it's just the Virgin Voyages culture. We like to do things a little bit differently. It's more fun, too. So we have to speak to that. And once you become a sailor, you're gonna totally understand it, and you're gonna go home and be like, I'm a sailor. Are you ready to be one too? Right? So, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And I know another thing that's also really important with Virgin is sustainability and innovation. What are some ways that Virgin Voyages is making cruising more eco-friendly?
Yeah, so we have no plastic on board. So I always say bring your handy dandy reusable water bottle because we have tons of water stations. But in your cabin, you'll have still and sparkling water. The crew will come and fill it up. It's going to be in your big glass Voss bottle that you can, if you want just sparkling, you want just still, you just tell the crew that. But that's huge. So you're not going to find any plastic bottles lying around anywhere on our ship. And then we don't do any straws, so we're not going to have any plastic straws or anything like that. We really do a really good job at making sure that everything is good to go there. Our wristbands that you're going to have your little fob on, that's going to be your best friend, that's going to operate your whole entire voyage, actually is made with recycling materials as well. So that band that's around your wrist is recycled too, and we collect them at the end too. There's some people who really want to keep it, but we reuse them too, so we're not just kind of throwing things away. We do a good job at making sure we're recycling there. Those hammocks too, those are all handmade too, like I mentioned. So it's not just something we bought off of Amazon and we don't know,
Mm-hmm.
where it came from or how much it's gonna hold up or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty great. Like once you get on there, they do such an awesome job at just making sure that we're not being wasteful. And the food, I mean, you're gonna be eating your way through your voyage, but
For
I
sure.
also feel like I've been places where the portion sizes that are like that's really not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like with Virgin Voyages, I think they do a really great job with portion sizes too, with avoiding food waste as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, before we keep cruising along, I want to pause for a moment and say if you're enjoying this conversation, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss future episodes like this one. And speaking of Virgin Voyages, I'm so excited to share that I'm planning to sail on the Brilliant Ladies Mermaiden voyage out of LA. On April 7th, I believe, is the departure date. And I would love for you to join me on this unforgettable adventure. And if you can't make that sailing, don't worry. There are some incredible offers right now. I believe 70% off the second sailor is going to be going on. And
Yeah. So we have 70% off the second sailor, up to $700 in instant savings for some Caribbean this winter, 500 for Alaskan sailings. I will say tomorrow is the last day for that, October 30th, but we always have an awesome promotion running. I will say we are kind of getting into that holiday season, so 70% off and $700 of instant savings is amazing. But I am telling you, we are going to be doing even more. You think that one's good? We're going to be doing an even bigger one where you can get some really, really great deals. So make sure that you definitely take advantage of any promotion. Reach out to Cheryl. She's your girl. She's gonna know. She's gonna know what to do for you. But yes, we always have something special
yes,
going on promotion wise. So.
for sure. So whether you're ready to come aboard with me or planning your own Virgin adventure, now is the perfect time to book, in other words. So Paige, back to you. Let's talk about life behind the scenes on board. What's something that most people don't realize about life behind the scenes on a Virgin Voyages ship?
Life behind the scenes.
It would be kind of fun to do a little documentary and see what the crew does behind the scenes. Like we're,
I was gonna say because there's things that I probably don't even know just because I'm on, the land side. I wish I knew more of that, but I mean, life behind the scenes. That's
Well, let me ask this: do you have? I think I saw some stats. I don't remember what it is. How many crew members are on like on a typical cruise?
Yeah, good question. So it's just over 1,500 crew and then 2,700 sailors. So we're that like medium-sized ship for sure. I guess something I don't know if it's considered behind the scenes, but something that I really like on the ship that maybe not every other ship has to offer or leans into is we have a track at the top of our ship and we have the perch is where we do sunrise yoga. So I just think that's kind of a unique touch, especially because it's kind of away from everybody. And I always say by like day 3, you probably need a little breather. You might not be a runner, but just to go up there and walk and get some fresh air, just kind of get away from everybody and decompress. And likely you're going to be surrounded by somewhere beautiful, right?
That's
So
true.
I do love that for
Yeah.
sure.
Do you have any memorable guest moments that capture what Virgin is all about?
I finally got to see Richard Branson on board
Oh,
last
did you?
month in New York City. Yeah, so Richard Branson, the man, the myth, the legend, right, where everything began. So yeah, he actually was on board. He came over from Europe because the ship was in Europe, and then made her way to because this is Brilliant Lady, our newest ship that I have mentioned like 500 times already. She made her way down to New York City, and he was actually on the ship. And then she was in port for a couple days in New York, and we had a little insider event for some YouTubers and things like that, and he got to join them, and he did do a little speech for everybody. So that was really cool. And not everyone on my sales team was lucky enough to be where I was when it was happening. So it was really cool because I can finally check that off that I was in the same room as Richard Branson. But he's a very, yeah, it was super cool. And just to hear him speak too was really awesome. So he does make an appearance. He's not completely hidden behind the scenes. He's around.
Hmm. Okay, that's amazing. I don't know that I'll ever see him, but
You might. You never know. And hey, you're going to be in that Mermaided in LA,
oh
so
yeah,
you might get lucky.
I hope so. So how? Yeah, I'll keep my fingers crossed for that. How do you see cruising evolving over the next few years, and how is Virgin staying ahead of that curve?
I think cruising right now is hot, hot, hot. I think people love the idea that they can get on a ship and go 4 places in 7 days. I think it's kind of, I think this industry, there's this ebb and flow of what's hot and what's not, right? But cruising is always around and always exciting to people because there's so many destinations and they're never going anywhere, right? So I do think we are a brand. We have only been sailing since 2021. So we have not been around as long as some of these other brands, but the loyalty we see out of the people who from our sailors is awesome. It's exactly what we want. The return ratio is wonderful. People like to come back and say, I had an experience that I've never had on any other cruise ship or on any other vacation. So unique. I hear people say, Virgin Voyages is my exception for cruising. I might not be a huge cruiser, but for Virgin Voyages, I am. And just the fact that we've only been sailing for a handful of years, we've taken home 200 plus awards. You know, we're in the running for a lot of things. People are really excited about Virgin Voyages and the way we're just doing things differently. You get over $1,000 of value in your voyage fare, not having to worry about being nickeled and dimed, right, when you're on the ship. So like I said, with no sneaky fees there. Everything's very transparent, and that's what we want. We want the clarity for our sailors. We don't want the confusion. We don't want people to be upset that they feel like they're being nickeled and dime, right? So it is just something huge that we do set apart from just by those simple things with dining being included, your sodas, your fitness classes, all your entertainment, and there's things going on nonstop. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what drew me to Virgin. Just I was just really impressed by that. When you say everything's included, you mean everything. You don't have to worry about like the last day, what kind of bill you're going to look at. So I mean, it's just amazing, and I can attest to it because I've done it. So it's not just something I've read about. So I really do. It's my go-to cruise line. So
Yeah, I love it. And I also like, I love when I hear within the industry, like, all I want to sell is Virgin Voyages now. And I'm like, hey, that is fine by me. Please do. And I do hope that everyone gets that experience because it really is it is so special, and it's just unlike anything you've ever experienced. I'm taking my boyfriend and my dad and his wife in February for the first time, and they're all just so excited. So I'm like excited for them to like finally they hear about everything, right? But to actually get on the ship and get to.
oh yeah, they're gonna have a blast. They are gonna have a blast.
They're going to be asking me all kinds of questions, probably. I don't know if work mode's 100% going to be off, but I'm going to do my best.
But what a great way to work, So
Oh, yeah.
what a great thing.
Definitely.
What a great job to have.
I love it. Best industry ever, that's for sure.
Definitely. Well, we have time for one more thing. I'm going to call it Sail or Fail. It's a rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you some quick one sentence answer questions. Ocean view cabin or suite with a terrace?
Suite with a terrace.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I had to think, I was like, was this a trick question? I'm like, no.
Nope.
Suite with a terrace, please sign me up.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Sunrise yoga or late night deck party?
Ooh, this is hard because I can get behind both, but I'm not probably gonna make sunrise yoga if I went to a late night deck party, Scarlet Night. Um, you're always gonna find me at the Scarlet Night deck party, so I'm gonna have to go with.
Yeah, absolutely. Too much fun.
But you do have the option for both on Virgin
That's
Voyages,
true.
whatever you're into.
That's
So
true. And you can even alternate.
exactly.
Okay. Favorite onboard restaurant?
You're getting me, Cheryl, aren't you? Favorite food? Can I give you my favorite food
Sure.
item?
Yeah.
Okay. The clam chowder at the Wake, which is our steak and seafood restaurant. It is amazing. I have gone back for seconds on the same sailing because it's so good. I love to, they have like the classic bread and butter, but it has like the salty flakes at the top. I don't know. It just does something for me. For sure, my favorite food item. Pink Agave is amazing, which is our elevated Mexican restaurant. So, love a margarita with a taco. That's like the best combo ever. But I will say I got to try Rojo, which is our newest restaurant on on Brilliant Lady. It's Rojo by Razzle Dazzle. It's a Spanish style tapas restaurant. I love to eat that way. I love to pick and try everybody's food, so I love a small plate moment. Short ribs are amazing. If you like octopus, it was like cooked perfection. The churros, chef's kiss, but the cheesecake is what really blew me away. If I'm
Ooh.
completely honest.
I'm going to definitely check out Rojo when I get on there.
Oh, yes, girl, you have to. It's a must.
Yes, definitely. One port you'd never get tired of visiting.
One port I never get tired of visiting. Well, I'm going to have to say, I mean, they're all just so good, right? I'm going to go with Barcelona, though. I'm going to say Barcelona. I mean, it's Europe. I can't be mad about that at all. And I love Barcelona. And I love that I get to go on the ship and go through the Med. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Your favorite Virgin Voyages ship feature that most people don't know about.
you kind of said one, but let's talk about it, which is the shake for champagne.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's like it's not necessarily like a part of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to do with your ship experience. You're gonna have an app where your phone is operated. The app is going to operate everything you're doing on the ship. You can track everything through it. And we have a beautiful feature called Shake for Champagne. It's exactly what it sounds like. You pull your phone up, you click on the app, you shake your phone, and a big button is going to show up, and it's going to be like, are you sure you want to shake your phone for a bottle of champagne? And you're going to click it, and then you're going to be like, heck yes,
Yes,
I
I'm
am.
sure.
Absolutely, I'm on vacation. You click it, and the amazing crew is going to find you in like 15 to 20 minutes wherever you are on the ship. That moe is going to be on ice in a bucket, and they're going to bring you champagne glasses to share with anyone or for yourself, whatever the circumstances.
No shame. No shame in that.
Right? Not at all. Anything goes on Virgin Voyages. But I think that is such a fun feature. It's a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who wants to kind of experience that, I will be doing that absolutely on my voyage in February.
Oh, yeah, me
So,
too. Me too.
Yes.
That's the first thing I'm going to choose when I
Have
book
to.
my cruise.
Have to. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it has been such a pleasure getting a chance to talk to you about all the greatness of Virgin Voyages. Thank you
Likewise.
so much for joining me today and giving us an inside look at what makes Virgin Voyages such a game changer in the cruise world. And to our listeners, if this episode has you dreaming of setting sail, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new adventure. Next week, we're switching gears and heading to the skies. I'll be chatting with a flight attendant about what really happens behind the scenes at 30,000 feet, and you won't want to miss that either. So until then, keep your passports ready and your curiosity open. See you next week on Cheryl's Travel Blueprint.